Well, to assess the prospects for the world currencies, we can now speak to Paul Robinson. He's foreign exchange strategist at Barclays Capital and a former Bank of England economist. Well, he joined us live now from London. Paul, thank you for coming here on the show. Now, over the weekend, I had a chance to speak to all the political heavyweights. We spoke to Mr. Trichet. He says austerity measures are of the flavor of the day, and so they should be, because we need to convince the markets that Europe is together, that they have everything on top of it, and that at the end of the day, this gives confidence to the markets. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think markets are lacking confidence on several different dimensions at the minute. One is the strength of the global recovery, and that's centred particularly on the US and China. But another is the situation in the euro area, which clearly has been moving around a lot over the past couple of months, and depends a lot on the way that the euro area authorities approach the problem. And I think the markets do want both more clarity and also just to know where things are going.
Are we going to have parity, Paul, between the euro and the dollar?
No, I don't think we are. I think that, well, for two reasons that's not likely to happen. One is that I don't think that the problems facing the euro area are likely to escalate. But second, and perhaps more importantly, the US faces significant issues as well, and that's going to limit the extent to which I think the dollar is likely to appreciate.
How do you manage a currency portfolio? The pound seems to be supported by very strong austerity measures being put by the Conservative government.
Yeah, I think that's right. I'd be surprised, though, if sterling appreciates very quickly from here. It's already gone quite a long way, especially against the euro. I think to some extent, actually, over the next few months, there's more upside relative to the dollar. But you're absolutely right that I think that the fiscal issues and the fiscal problems facing the UK have diminished somewhat in the short run because of the government's relatively proactive stance.
But, Paul, if we look actually at all of the currencies, there's still so much uncertainty about monetary policy here in Europe. Would you prefer then the Canadian dollar or even the Australian dollar?
I think in the medium term, yes. I think that the larger currencies, so the G4s, we call them, the dollar, the euro, sterling and the yen, are all likely to underperform for several reasons. One is monetary policy, but linked to that, I think, is the need for fiscal consolidation. Contrasting with that is the situation in most of the rest of the world, which actually looks in much better shape. So I think commodity currencies are likely to outperform, and I think emerging market currencies are also likely to outperform.
Paul, we only have 20 seconds. What's your top pick?
In the very short run, I think actually the dollar is likely to do reasonably well this week. It did very badly last week. Not very much US news out. Longer term, though, as I said, smaller currencies should outperform.